Certainly no trace this morning. 6:30 in the morning and I have the whole beach to myself. Absolutely no one around. So good morning folks. Off again on the Pembrokeshire Coastal Path. So yeah, I've been reflecting and reviewing what my plan is today. So to get to a place called Angle, it's about 8 miles. Thereafter, the scenery becomes urban, very much urban. And because of the oil refinery, the power station, the docks, and some generally big towns, it's another sort of 18 miles, I think, after the 8 miles of that intensity of urbanisation. So I think the plan is that I will stop in that urbanisation, because even if I got past it, it's I think about another 6 miles or so before you really get out into the countryside again. So yeah, so my plan is to get to either Pembroke or Milford Haven and maybe stop there. I don't know if there's any hostels there, or if not, then just find a B&B. So yeah, my plan today really is just to kind of enjoy the first bit, to get to Angle, around there. It's about 8 miles or so, and then really head down and get through all the urban stuff. Be on as far into it as I can, so that the following day I'm back enjoying the countryside. Right, that's it from me for now, and I'll enjoy the beach while I can. See you later. Okay, we're back on track now. As it says there, Pembrokeshire Coast Path National Trail. Bit of a mouthful. So here's an early morning warning for you. This is a challenging stretch of the Pembrokeshire Coast Path. Please keep to the path and avoid the cliff edge. On this stretch there is no escape route, no drinking water, sheer cliffs below. Well, this is something I wasn't expecting. A herd of horses. That is a place called Sheep Island. We're now going to head in an easterly direction. So we're going to go towards Pembroke. This is known as East Blockhouse, built during the reign of Henry VIII. Well, that Alcatraz style building was actually built in the 19th century as another defensive position. I'm sure you can see it in the distance. That's what we've got to look forward to. Well, how the scenery has changed. But it's actually nice now to be out of the wind, be a bit protected for a while, and from the sun as well. Just having a swift shandy. As it's only 11 o'clock, a bit too soon for a beer. But I'm at a lovely place, just overlooking Angle Bay. Well, that's a bit different. And I believe we might meet more of them as we go along. Well, I've never witnessed one of these on my walks before. High Court injunction in force, 11th of April 2002. Basically, keep out. Stop trying to enter. Stop trying to block the entrance ways. Fixing themselves, erecting structures, abandoning vehicles, tunneling under or occupying tunnels. Wow. Bit dramatic. And here we have a nice map. I guess I'm following the blue line-ish one part and then going round closer to the... I don't know, actually. No doubt I'll find out. Right, enough of that shenanigans. Well, I sure as hell wasn't expecting this. It's been a little bit overgrown in places, but this is like head height now. This is seriously overgrown. Oh, oh, and then you keep coming across brambly stuff which tries to nick my hat. Yeah, come and do the Pembrokeshire way and fight the ferns. I hope you're enjoying this more than I am, from the comfort of your armchair. Oh, I can see a gate ahead. I think it might open up into some fields. Yeah, I've probably just taken you through the worst bit. This looks a lot more welcoming. Yeah, that just happened. My hat just got snatched off my head. So leaving the old terminal behind, and I had to make a decision really. Looking at where I need to go, I'm looking right in the distance to where Pembroke is and Pembroke Dock, and I didn't feel that I had enough time to get through there and then get through Milford Haven, which is kind of opposite us to get to open coastland again. So I thought, right, cut my losses. Where's 20 miles? And Pembroke, from when I started, is 19.5 miles. So then keeps me average around the 20 mark, and I'm kind of happy with that. So yeah, I've booked a hotel in Pembroke, right on the route and near the castle as well, because I do want to have a look at Pembroke Castle. And yeah, night out in Pembroke, can't be bad. And it looks like the trail's got a little bit better now, as you can probably see from behind me. So onward I go, and see you in Pembroke, if not before. So I guess that must be the power station with all the pylons around. Hopefully they're sending power to my hotel room, because I'm going to need some to charge my batteries. Well, you can tell I've got an early start. Some of the ducks are still sleeping, and some are going for their early morning swim. Well, this is a section between Pembroke and Pembroke Dock, and I can't believe how we're literally just a mile maybe from the road and from the dock and the city. And yeah, this is quite peaceful. I believe it can get flooded at very high tide. Hi folks, so the first challenge of the day is getting through Pembroke docks, and then we're trying to get through Milford Haven, which is another kind of built up area. And from Pembroke to Milford Haven, it's about 12.5 miles. However, the place I really want to get to is a place called Dale, and that will, I think, is like 19.5 miles to get to Dale. And I'd have to get probably beyond that to, well, from then on I'll be looking for a wild camping spot, or there might be a campsite. However, the challenge is really today is that once you get through Milford Haven, there are two places where you have to wait for high tide to subside, and I think my timing might be right on my average speed at the moment to get there when I can cross, hoping it's gone to low tide, but we shall see. All right, onward we go. I have to say, walking across this is not much fun. So we're trying to get over there, past those road tags or whatever they are in the distance. Well, I'm so glad to be away from that bridge. It really did attack the senses. From the calm and peace I felt previously, shattered by going over that bridge. Now I'm going through a place called Nayland. I love these coloured houses. I could actually see them from right over the other side when we were in Pembroke Docks, that way over in Pembroke. So still got a bit more of road walking, and then we do start going through some fields, a bit of the coast to get from Milford Haven, but still quite some way to go yet. Now that is very much a greenhouse. Well, I'm sure this is going to be interesting. Oh, oh, it feels very weird. I'm glad there's only me walking across it at the moment. I think if I was at the opposite end of the bridge and I saw someone coming, I'd let them come across. Yeah, if you're scared of heights, that might do it for you. Although if you're scared of heights, you probably won't be doing the Pembrokeshire Coastal Path, given all the cliff edges. But that one, that definitely is quite scary. I was fine though. You don't need to worry. Oh my, we've got another one. This time we're going across the, oh, this feels even more, what can I say, bouncy. There we go, they're bringing the liquid gas for us. Oh, yeah, I have to admit, my heart's just pounding a little bit. Right, onward to Milford Haven. So I'm at a place called Black Bridge, and we're just starting to go into Milford Haven now. I'm just looking ahead. No footpath for 330 yards, and on top of that we could have rocks tumbling down on us. If the cars don't get you, the rocks might. Well, this is an interesting route. I decided I wasn't going to walk through the centre of town. I thought I would take a bit more of a weirdly coastal path. Yeah, I decided to junk the official route and actually stick with the coast. How strange is that? So rather than going through the town, if you come across the track that skirts the coast, you'll come out over here, and I can recommend the coffee shop. So I'm at a place called Galletwick's Bay. As you can see from the pier over there and the ship, still not escaped from the portway. I've just got through Milford Haven, and I think I've got probably about another 4 miles to go. I'm eating from Lancashire. Eccles cakes, one of my favourites. I believe this is one of the last monstrosities that I have to get past. This time there isn't a shaky bridge. I believe I go in kind of underground or under pipeline. But it's quiet on this beach. You can have it all to yourself. Well, it only says fires and barbecues are prohibited. I wonder if I could wild camp here. I mean, it's a lovely little bay otherwise. In 1814, Pembroke dock was actually built. I mean, previous to that, it was just a very small fishing village. And you can see why it was chosen. I mean, to get down these waters here, because you can see exactly in front of us is a defensive position, kind of like a fort on a little mini island. and in fact almost directly in line there's another one as well. And what is interesting is even in modern day they've kind of chosen this position, because I'd imagine just here we've got a gun emplacement, probably I would imagine from World War II. And we have an interesting defensive position on land as well. You can try and come along this path and get eaten alive by horseflies or tripped over by brambles, and obviously nettled as well. I wish I'd have brought, well, I don't like walking sticks when I'm kind of trying to film, but yeah, it's worth bringing walking sticks just to beat everything down. But it's great now because the scenery is beginning to open up, as you can probably see. Oh joy, one of my favourite signs. At last we're leaving the LNG terminal behind. Oh, now we have these kind of views to look forward to at long last. Well, I'm sat here waiting for the tide to go out, but some brave soul has actually decided to come across the water. But they've certainly had some moments of hesitation. I think I'm certainly going to wait until it's out a bit further. I did take my shoes off, that's caution. Ow. Yep, I think I need to put my shoes back on. Well, that's the first part of the mission complete, sir. Getting across the, well, they call it a bridge, even though it's submerged. The locals did seem to call it a bridge. Yeah, the bridge at Sandy Haven. So now we're heading for another tidal crossing called Gan. This one seems a lot bigger, and it's wooden planks apparently, as opposed to concrete. And I think there was a metal grill, wasn't there, as well on the other one. It's about 3 miles to it, and I'm hoping, well, theoretically the tide was still going out when we were crossing the previous one, so hopefully we've just been 3 miles in between, there won't be any problems. Oh yeah, fingers crossed. So this is another tower, and we saw a similar one right across the water. Don't know if you can remember it. It was right on the edge there, near what I think was called Sheep Island. So I guess this is the opposite. This is the twin. Would have been a lonely job, but it does look like they had a fireplace. I love the fact there's still a wooden lintel in place above the doorway. And I certainly read the other one was built in the 1500s. I'd imagine that's been done up since, but I don't know. That piece of wood could be from the 15... No, it's not from the 1500s. Shut up, Nigel. Right, I need to keep going. Got some steps here. Wow. not going to go there for now. I need to get on and get the tide. I can see the moon up there, half moon. How random is that? Stone castle wall, that's what it says on the map. And it is. Bit random. Right, onward. Need to find the bath. It looks like it's over there somewhere. Get across here and I can relax. Funny thing is, I've seen a few other hikers coming in the opposite direction, and everyone's got their head down, just obviously trying to beat the tide at either end. Apparently the lagoons were formed by the fact that they took a load of shale from the beaches to build an airfield nearby in World War II. Anyhow, going back even further, here we have some lime kilns, and in fact there's a few of them around. I have noticed them, and they are usually near rivers, so it could be brought here and then manufactured, ready to take onto the Pembrokeshire soil, because as it says here, it can be used for improving to sweeten the acidic Pembrokeshire soil, lime mortar in construction, fuel for mixing with coal, decoration in the form of lime wash, and the last one, amusingly, warding off ants, slugs and snails when mixed with seawater. There you go. Now you know how to get rid of your snugs and snails. Right, it's about half a mile I think into Dale. Bit of racing going on over there. Well folks, I finally found a spot for my wild camping. Quite a beautiful spot actually, but it was really challenging to find this particular space. I probably went half a mile past this particular point. I was like just running out of options. It's 9 o'clock at night and I thought I needed to find somewhere pretty darn quick. So yeah, I've kind of landed this, managed to get in the corner protected by two hedges, which is really good because it is quite windy at the moment, or has been quite windy. So yeah, and today I managed to do about 21 miles, so I'm really happy with that, particularly as well given the challenges of the obstacles of watching the tide go in and out. Yeah, that was something. And of course the other challenges today is just getting through all the oil refinery, architecture, structures, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, that took some doing as well, and I'm not sure it was worth the effort, but I think I'll save that for tomorrow's discussion. Meanwhile, I'm saying goodnight, and I will show you around, because I actually think for a wild camp it's quite a perfect spot. Right, see you in the morning.